you are looking for new ways to spend time with your family, why not come up with a bucket list? Florence is here to share tips with us so you can have an amazing year. Florence, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. So I love personally making bucket lists, and the idea of doing that with kids is so fun to me. How can we help our kids make their own bucket lists?
Well, New Year's resolutions can be hard for kids, for parents, for anyone. So it's the idea of calling a family meeting and saying, hey, it's a new year. And what are we going to do this year? What do we want to improve in ourselves or improve as a family? So I always like to say there's the me bucket and then there's the us bucket as a family. And so it's fun to do that family meeting too, where you start to brainstorm these things because you kind of get an insight into each other a little deeper, because whatever your resolution is going to be as you brainstorm those things together, that's something that's important to you, and you're revealing a little bit more about each other in those moments.
I love that. So what are some things that kids can put on their bucket list? What are some ideas you have for us?
So I like things to be active. I like things to be positive. And, you could say, oh, I spend too much time on the screen, so I'm going to cut down on screen time. Well, that's great. But, maybe rephrase it like, I'm going to spend 30 minutes reading instead of being, on my phone or on a tablet, because it makes it active. It gives you something actually tangible to do. And one fun thing that a family friend of mine is doing, they're having that 30 minutes all together as a family where they're all reading, and they're all reading Harry Potter together. So they even have their own little book club now during these 30 minutes every week. But again, it's about making things tangible. It's about making things also relatable, and not giving yourself these crazy goals that you'll never be able to attain. Give yourself some grace. Let it be something you can actually do and accomplish.
I love that. And you mentioned the Harry Potter thing. I'm a huge fan, so I love that family is doing that. So what are other ideas you have that we can do as a family to put on our family bucket list?
Well, everyone, we're so sick and tired of talking about COVID. I mean, if I never hear the word COVID again, it will be too soon. I think we all feel that way. But if you think about COVID and what you learned during it, because gosh, we don't want to think we went through all of that and, didn't learn anything or nothing positive came out of it. Think about the things that did happen that maybe you want to keep up, maybe traditions that you want to have in your family. Maybe you had more family dinners. Maybe you had breakfast together. Maybe there was more reading before bedtime. Think about those things and incorporate that into your resolutions too. Your resolutions don't always have to be these absolutely brand new ideas that you've never heard of before. It could be that you're looking back and thinking, what did our family do well? And maybe we want to start incorporating that. And that can be a resolution, making that consistent.
I love that, Florence. You have given us so many good ideas. Thank you for joining us. Where can we go for more information?
FlorenceAnn.com and also Instagram, FlorenceAnn. You can follow me. I answer every DM. Happy to be there to answer any of your questions. And also I have tons of blogs on the website that cover this topic too.
Love it. Florence, thanks again for being with us today. We've loved having you.
Thank you for having me.